Pounding the meat, we are fucking live. I'm Vinny Vegas, and happy Halloween. Well, it's Mischief Night, but happy Halloween. Thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a fun night tonight. We're going to party a little bit, and we are going to review Child's Play 2019, the new one, well, the latest one. Bodie, what's up, man? How are you? How you feeling, all right? Hey, Facebook user. How are you? Oh, thank you. But these are my real clothes, Nathan. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know what, Jalen? You'll hear what we have to say after the review. We'll tell you what it's about. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew. I feel like the swagger meter just exploded right now. I feel pretty good. Let me bring my co-hosts on. The badasses of the century. My twin brother, Chucky V. What up, Chucky?
How you doing?
You look good, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. So do you.
Your hair looks a little cleaner than mine. I was jumping around.
It's like looking in a mirror.
I know, but yo, you look badass, dude. You look like the bad cop, and I look like the good cop for some reason. I don't know why.
That sounds good. I'll go with that.
And let's see what Mr. Mike Holenchek decided to dress as today. We told him the theme. We told him what it's supposed to be. And let's see. What the heck are you wearing? These are my clothes. It's my wardrobe. It's my wardrobe.
I'm Chucky.
All right.
Play.
Mike Holenchek, how are you? It's a cool costume. All right, don't get me wrong, but it was supposed to be Child's Play, Mike. Not whatever the hell you decide to wear. Yeah. I'm very upset right now. I told him Child's Play. Chucky V, what do you have to say about this?
I would love to see a collaboration with Michael Myers and Chucky, but I mean, I know Halloween's tomorrow. Oh,
all right, we'll do it. Mike, we'll let you in. Okay, just for tonight. Come on, Mike. You know better.
How can you do this, though? It's Halloween.
You know better.
And Halloween means one thing. Michael Myers.
Nah, it means Chucky. It means Chucky. You look like my buddy. I know. I look cute and squishy, right? Thank you.
I feel so disrespected right now.
We're leaving you on, Mike. We love you. You just got to keep the mask on the whole time. All right? Child's Play, man. Child's Play 2019. This is a movie that a lot of people were really nervous about, really scared about, right? Because it's a remake of such a cult classic. You know, one that all three of us on this screen love. So when they announced this, we were like, oof. This doesn't sound good.
There was legitimate concern.
Oh, yeah. But me being a hardcore fan, right, of the originals, of course, I had to see it. course. I was in theater opening day for this one.
Really?
Yeah, opening day. Yeah. Orion Pictures, Mike?
Yeah, every time we do one of these videos, there's always going to be a couple things that are just my own personal little what the fuck moments that I need to have in there. And this right from the gate, it threw me. Orion Pictures?
Yeah, I didn't even know they existed.
Orion Pictures went out of business, I thought, like the early 1990s. Like,
Yeah.
What? But all of a sudden, they're back. I'm like, what?
And with this movie, of
Yeah.
all movies.
With this movie.
Yeah, I mean, the original Child's Play was not an Orion Pictures film; it was an MGM film, but it wasn't an Orion Pictures film. So I don't know what was on there.
So now it's Kazlan Toys. No more PlayPal Toy Company. It's Kazlan Toys, and here's the CEO. And Mike, you thought of something funny with the CEO here.
Well, I'm thinking right here from the get-go, you should know that they should know that something's going to go wrong when you have Otter from Animal House as the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
You're screwed right from there. I mean, where's the next thing you have D-Day driving the Deathmobile through like neighborhoods like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought they were going to make Von Leibowitz styles.
And there's the new buddy. There he is. I think he's cute. I like him. I think he's adorable. So does his family.
The creepy face,
family.
Look at that doll looks creepier than the original.
It does. It does. Now, I will say the good guy, the original good guy doll, what me and Joey are, the good guy dolls. Very cute, very cuddly, very lovable, right? And cute face and all that. But this guy here, he does look creepy, but I still think he's cute. I like him.
I mean, stylistically, he's not that different from the original Chucky dolls, but from the original Good Guy dolls. But there's enough, especially in that facial. Just wow.
Yeah, I find it interesting that they modeled. I mean, really, yeah, that's why he's ugly as fuck. So, they made the original Chucky doll out of the, my buddy.
That's
and
correct.
Now
yeah.
You have the new Child's Play, and what is he called? Buddy with an I. When I first read it, I was like, Booty? Because of the I at the end and the U. You know what I'm saying? You think Booty, but it's Buddy. And this doll is so good, right, at what it does. It can watch your infant.
Indoctrination at an early age. Yep.
Yeah. Look, you can watch it. Oh my God, that looks like a dollar store bootleg of Chucky.
This is the Wish Chucky.
Man, a lot of people hate the look of this doll.
I don't hate it. It's just for me, if I was a parent, even if I was a kid, and this was coming out, I would look at it and go, like, it looks like a serial killer. Like it just out of the box.
You know what it is? I think it's the mouth, guys. I think it's the mouth.
Maybe, I don't know. Possibly.
So this is the factory where they're making they install these chips into these Buddy dolls. Okay. And this guy is just an angry worker, right? He's upset. He gets yelled at. And
first of all, I'd like to point out, here's one of the major differences from the original series to this. The original Good Guy doll was made in the good old US of A.
Yes, that's true.
The Buddy doll was being made in Vietnam, so I don't know who we blame for that with the jobs being outsourced over to Vietnam to make the Buddy dolls.
If you're gonna do like make a new Child's Play that's kind of like the original, wouldn't you stick to like the original script and not have them being made in a factory like how this guy's making them?
Yeah,
well, but it fits the time more,
Yeah.
I mean, let's be blunt. Even back then, all this crap was being made overseas, but we didn't know it. We didn't know where our toys came from. I didn't look at every toy and say made in Taiwan, made in China, made in Vietnam, made in Hong Kong. We
just opened the toy and said, "Let's play." Yeah. All right. So this disgruntled worker decides to do something to this doll, and programs it to have all of its safety protocols removed. Okay. So right out the gate, we're finding why this doll is the way it is, and it's completely different from the first film.
Yes.
You know, someone's soul is put into the doll. It's an actual person in that doll. Not here. It's still a machine, a piece of machinery, but it's hacked basically. So this guy does his thing. He does this. He hacks the doll, and he jumps off of the building and kills himself.
Yep. At this point, I thought maybe they were going to do a swerve and actually be, since he died, his soul would somehow transfer into the doll. I thought maybe we are going to go that route. But I would like to point out, the first problem here is the fact that you actually have to have a toy that has safety protocols in it in the first place. Somebody should think, maybe there's something up here. Just, maybe there's something we shouldn't be doing here. That you have to have that in the first place. But.
And this guy's a disgruntled worker. He's going to get fired. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to mess with this doll, and then I'm going to go jump off the top of the building and land on a car.
I have a quiz question for you guys. Who did he die like from the original film?
Oh, Maggie.
That's correct. So when I saw this, I thought of Aunt Maggie automatically for some reason. I just did.
Maggie had an accident.
Yep.
Yeah. Chucky said Aunt Maggie was a total bitch and got what she deserved.
Here we are. This is
9:00 news.
What is the name of this store? Was it Zedmart?
Zedmart, yes.
Yeah.
Zedmart. So it's basically a Target or a Walmart, right? That's what they're trying to.
Yeah.
Like a Kmart. Yeah.
Yeah. So Zedmart.
Maybe more like an Ollie's at this point. I don't know, or something, but it's.
Well, the original mother worked at
a mall, like a jewelry, like
the jewelry place. Yeah. So
like a penny type thing or something like that.
Yeah, Jalen, keep track of the deaths. That's one death, but it's not really a death from Chucky. It's just one death.
I'd like to point out though how into it her job she is. I mean, just look at that enthusiasm.
Yeah, she's upset. Yeah, she's upset. She's dealing with all these customers that keep returning these Buddy dolls.
Yep.
Because there's a Buddy 2 coming out, right? And it's in the near future, and these people are upset, and then one's defective, blah blah blah, and she's dealing with all these assholes that are bringing these dolls back.
Yep.
And then we have another character here. Looks like Jack Black.
Yeah, actually, I thought that's who it was at first.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So who is this guy? He was the what was he, Mike?
I think he's a maintenance guy,
or superintendent type thing. Yeah, I just he's very much as you can see right there, very much into Karen Barkley there.
Yeah. As she walks by, he's staring at her with this weird, stare, as you could see, and it's kind of disturbing, to be honest. And then here is Andy, the new Andy.
Yep.
Now, I wasn't upset with this choice. I thought this was a good choice for Andy. What'd you guys think?
Little older than the original Andy, but not a bad choice.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no matter what, obviously we're never going to get the original one back. So, you have to recast. And, yeah, I mean, he does a good job. He's a typical 21st century kid he comes across as.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, Alex Vincent will never be replaced. We know that, right? But for being the remake and being the reboot, I did like the age choice here. Because as you can see in the future of the film, him and his friends get into some issues. And if he was as young as the original Andy was in the first film, they don't really have friends that they can go out and get into trouble and stuff like that. He's at that age where he can kind of go out there and get into some trouble,
Yeah, and he also has a hearing problem too.
Yeah, he's got the little hearing aid. Yeah. All right. So, Mike, set us up here. Okay,
so his mother is pushing him to go meet and make new friends. He kind of really doesn't want to, but he begrudgingly goes outside and promises to talk to some kids that are outside playing, and he won't do it. I don't know if it's an uncomfortableness or just shyness or he just doesn't like other people, but he does everything. He just refuses to talk to other people and make new friends.
Yeah,
he just wants to be left alone, be by himself.
And then later on in the film, I think we see why. We'll get there, but we see kind of the things he's going through as a kid, why he's to himself. And here you go. He's sitting on a bench by himself, and
again in the middle of the night, or at least early evening.
Yeah.
I would not want my kid sitting somewhere like that.
Outside of a laundromat.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. All right. So this Buddy doll is returned to the store.
Yep, little defective, we're told.
A little bit.
Yeah.
She said like the eyes were red and it was glitchy or something like that. The customer.
Yep. So she returned it to, conveniently enough, Karen Barkley, who was manning the returns desk as per usual.
Yep. So she takes this return doll and begs her, I guess her manager or coworker, if she can keep it. And he basically lets her keep it. Okay. A defective unit.
Yeah.
We go back to where Andy lives, his home, and he walks in on his mother.
Yes, a little more promiscuous than the original Karen Barkley.
Yes.
The original, quite a bit hotter too, I'll say. But yes, obviously she has needs and she's willing to do what she needs to have those needs met.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Me neither, bro.
She is young and wants to have some fun.
Yep. And the problem with that is, your kid is already struggling. Now, granted, she didn't know he was going to come home. All right. But he's struggling. And she's struggling too. But this was just bad timing. Bad timing. Well, going to the room.
He could have been actually mounting her on the counter there, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Another 5 minutes, it would have been a lot worse.
That's absolutely true. You're right.
Yeah.
So we get introduced to the new character, the boyfriend Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a boyfriend name, isn't it? Shane.
It's like a bully name, Shane.
Yeah, Shane. Right? He kind of looks like a bully, doesn't he?
Well, initially though, he doesn't necessarily come across as a bad guy. He just is like, "Hey, how are you?" And stuff, Andy, and whatever. And that's about it. That's the interactions they have. It's not very much.
Yeah, but the thing is, listen, if you're with this young woman, right, and her kid barges in on you making out with his mother, right? The first thing I would do is I would at least try apologize. Sorry, Andy, I didn't know, I apologize. And then try to at least have a little conversation with him, something.
Yeah. Well,
look
at her face. She's looking at Andy like you couldn't have waited like another half hour or something.
Yeah, she looked pissed.
Well, yeah, because she was probably, ready and raring to go.
Yeah. And here he goes. He's depressed, playing his little phone.
Yeah.
And just all to himself. Poor Andy.
Again, no interest in making friends or interest in anybody else. He just wants to be by himself.
So we get introduced to a new character.
Oh.
The cop. What is wrong, Joe?
Detective Mike Norris, how do you do that to him? I mean, I understand they wanted to cast Mike Jones in this movie, but damn.
Well, listen, they didn't have a choice. Mike Jones taking the role Mike Jones wanted to take. All right, you don't ask him; he tells you. Okay, and that's all there is to it.
Joe dressed as Chucky is tripping me out, and I'm 100% completely sober.
Listen, if Mike Jones wanted to play Detective Mike's mother, he'd be allowed.
Yo, he does. Shane does look like the neighbor from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's funny. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, Matt Frewer. Yeah, well, it's sort of. Yeah, maybe. Frewer is a little bit thinner, though, I think.
And you got the detective's mother, which is another new character here from the original. So we got Shane, the boyfriend. He's brand new. He's an added layer. We got the detective's mom. That's a new layer. So we're adding a few characters, from the original film, which I'm happy with.
While also changing up the reintroduction of ones we did know. Again, like you said, Andy is older and has a hearing aid. The mother's younger and obviously, enjoys having the pipe laid on her. And Detective Mike, is a little different as well, because their first interaction in the original movie was the murder of Aunt Maggie. Now, actually just visiting his mother, so it's a lot more of a less formal introduction.
And it feels like Detective Mike Norris is trying to be friendly with Andy. He says he's sitting down, says hi.
Yeah.
They're already establishing a relationship between these two.
He's taken an interest in the kid that the boyfriend is actually not even attempting to.
Yeah.
Right. All right. And of course it's his birthday. So this is like the first film.
Yeah.
You know, it's his birthday. And
I'd like to point out this is the first of 2 incidents that will be brought up in very short order. That if just one of the characters had done just one thing differently, this entire movie would not have taken place.
You're absolutely right. Yep.
Yep. The first one is her basically stealing a product from the store. Again, which is against the actual code of the store. So.
All right. So he opens the doll, and oh, surprise! It's defective.
Yeah. And there's a buddy app.
Yeah. Little buddy app. Yeah. So this doll's a little different. You can connect it to your phone. See the little USB, plug it into the doll, and you can install, I guess, some commands. You could do. It can control like your television.
Yeah, all your car,
your smart devices. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, an ecosystem here that this doll can control, which I think is so dope and makes me want one.
Dude, this buddy really does look like somebody we know. And
Thank you,
really
Crystal.
Really creeping me out.
I can't imagine it at all. I'll need some glasses. But
so here's what the doll sees. Okay, so they're showing you that there are still issues with this thing.
Yeah, it's glitchy.
Yeah, it's a very glitchy doll, and the red eyes should not be there. Okay. So the mom is like, oh, I messed up. You know, I know you hate it, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, right here. Right here.
Yes. This is incident number 2 because she's like, I'll take it back. That's fine. No, Mom, it's okay. Because he realizes he upset his mother. No, I love it. I really love it. It's okay. No, I'll take it. No, it's okay. It's great. It's great stuff. So out of a sense of obligation,
yes,
he decides to keep the defective toy. And this is, again, incident number 2, where if you know, he hadn't acted like that and he just allowed his mother then to take it back, we would not have had all the issues that happened.
That's correct. We would not be going through all these deaths. Okay. So this is amazing. This is amazing. Look at this.
It walks now, but this is great because this kind of adds a new wrinkle to the original, because the original movies, let's be honest, you know, if you saw a doll running around and grabbing stuff and doing stuff, of course there's something freaking wrong. Oh my God, there's something for life. Now this just what it does. It's part of its programming. So
technology has changed in 30 years.
Yeah, there's no suspicion by the fact that it actually goes around and does stuff now. It's not even thought about.
And he's so cute. If you watch the movie, when they play board games together, they sing the buddy song. It's the cutest thing in the world. The cutest thing. I want one. I want one. I want one. So here he is. Now, this is his creepy stare as Andy is sleeping. Okay.
Yeah, I would say this was the first moment where you realize there might be a little something off with this doll.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He started singing the buddy song, and then Andy said, shut up, go to sleep. And then he just sat like this, staring at him.
Stares at him all.
Which is creepy.
Andy couldn't sleep. He was getting frustrated.
It's creepy. And then this doll learns things. It actually learns like motions and words. It's incredible. And here you go. It learns how to stab right here.
Yeah. This is cute. I did not notice this the first time I watched the movie, but I caught it the second time. Yeah, it's watching everything Andy does, and Andy is showing it. To take a knife with a stabbing motion is a good thing.
When you were a kid and you cut your sandwich, did you take the knife and jab it into the cutting board? Did you do that? Did you go?
This kid has issues. No, you would.
No.
Well, first of all, he has an inattentive mother back there who's not even watching anything.
Yeah, she's on her phone. In this movie, I realized she pays more attention, like, to her boyfriend, so-called, than Andy.
She's probably texting a boyfriend now. It looks like she's eating a popsicle or something.
Or something.
A toothpick or something.
She has something in her mouth. That's all we know.
Something.
No, yeah. Take that for what you will. But
and then we go to there. He just learned. He does that motion, the stabbing motion. Okay, and he's smiling. He's like, "Oh, I learned something new." You know.
And he likes when people take knives and do this. Yes, this is cool.
This is great. He does it, so I'll do it too. And right here,
that face. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
look at the face, bro. What's wrong with the face? He's cute. The doll's cute.
No.
I'm having nightmares just watching you. Man.
So he sees Andy crying, upset. And what was this about, Mike? What was this? The reasoning?
This was actually we find a little something I didn't expect here. Andy isn't necessarily against his mother having a boyfriend, but he's in his mind he figures that eventually he doesn't want to have really anything to do with him because he'll just leave too, like everybody else leaves.
Right.
And he just gives this sense of he has abandonment issues, and Chucky's paying very much attention to this, very close attention to this.
Apparently, stabbing the cutting board is the new wave. It's something I never did. It's something new.
If I'd done that when I was a kid, I got my ass kicked because my mother would have said, "You've just put a freaking hole in the damn cutting."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look how cute. See, this doll is amazing. Look, plays board games with him.
Yep.
He's actually becoming a friend.
He is.
You
the
know?
friend that Andy doesn't have in his real life.
Look at that face.
Oh, come on.
Now, what happens here is Andy has a cat.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Andy has a cat.
Poor Mew. Yeah.
And the cat scratches Andy.
Yep.
And
By
Andy
accident.
goes, yeah, by accident. You know, cats do. You know, whatever. And he goes, "Ow, that hurt." And then the doll recognizes it and he goes, "Oh shit, this cat just hurt my best friend. The one I'm supposed to protect, right?" So what does Chucky do? Starts choking the damn cat.
Yeah.
His eyes turn red and he starts choking this cat.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to point out this is the second incident now that Andy's witnessed where the doll is not acting in a good way. It's acting really off here. Now, first staring at him all night. Now it has homicidal tendencies.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So what does he do? Nothing.
Nothing. He forgives him, you know, because the doll, I mean, think about it. The doll, when you watch the movie, okay, but we'll get into this later a little bit, but the doll, it's intent. You know, it doesn't have an intent to kill something. It just loves Andy so much and thinks it's the right thing to do. But we'll get into that. And we have two new characters here. More characters than from the first film. These are Andy's friends.
Yep. And he just kind of meets them by accident, randomly, in the hallway while he's trying to get Chucky to sort of verbally program him to scare Shane, the boyfriend.
Right.
And once they hear this and they see the doll and they see what it can do, they're completely on board with this.
Yes. They're in love with this thing.
Yeah.
So they start teaching it to do some things that kids would want someone to do and not get into trouble, right? Let's have him scare Shane. Let's have the doll scare him.
Yep.
And if you could see it right here, it's kind of hard to see.
You see him right there.
I'll get you right here. There's the doll. And Shane is in the house and he's about to open the fridge and the doll's right there just watching him.
Yep.
Okay.
Now he was taught to do this by these kids.
These kids. Correct.
Yep.
Correct. And there they are. They're teaching him, I think they're teaching him how to steal something here from the vending machine.
Yep. Creepy superintendent is fixing the vending machine. So they're teaching him and telling him to reach in there while he has it open and steal some candy bars for it.
Okay. And then here they're teaching him how to stab something.
Yep. Telling him to do it for Tupac.
Yeah. Tupac.
So he's stabbing. And then they all gather at Andy's house and they're starting to watch a film together.
Oh, this is
a horror movie.
Yep. Of which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah.
Point out.
Yes.
And Chucky sees the good time they're having. They're laughing. They're having fun at watching all the murder, dismemberment, blood, and violence going on screen.
Look at Andy's face, though. That tells you a lot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He's enjoying it, right?
But Buddy is not. Like, he's looking at it like
it's kind of like confused. You know, he's like, this is crazy, but this is what they like. You know, so I will learn how to do this.
This makes Andy happy.
So let me make them happy.
Yep.
There you go. He's got a big ass knife.
Yep.
And he's walking towards them. And they're like, you know, they scream at him, poor thing.
Yeah. But he doesn't know any better. He's doing what he thought they would like because
they're seeing it on TV. Yeah.
Yeah. He's seen it and taught this is what's good and this is what's fun and this is what they like.
So they punish him. Look how sad he looks here, man.
Yeah.
This is where I got pissed off a little bit at Andy and his friends.
And what's interesting is during this scene, and again, this is something I didn't catch the first time, when he's sitting there in the dark, he has a stuffed animal there in his hand.
Yeah.
He actually has like a little tick. He's like
picking at it.
Yeah.
Right?
So
he's agitated. Yeah.
He's actually acting like a real person in this respect.
Yeah. And man, oh man, here we go.
Yes.
He murders the cat.
Poor cat.
Once again, attempting to do something that he feels would make Andy happy because he's generally had nothing good to say about this cat in any way, shape, or form. It's like, I took care of it.
The way like this movie is going, it feels like anybody that hurts Andy, Buddy goes after.
That's correct. That's correct. Now here, this is kind of hard to see.
Yeah, this was another mistake made by one of the major characters here.
Yeah.
Well, we've already seen now, again, Chucky has homicidal tendencies to the point now where he's killed the cat. So rather than go to his mother and say, hey, this thing's fucked up, like we got to do something about this, or instead he covers up for Chucky, puts the cat in a box and throws it down the garbage chute so nobody will know. And then when mother asks where the cat is, he just plays it off and says, well, the door was open. I don't know. It must have ran out or something. Like he's covering for Chucky, which is interesting.
Now here is a big point in the film as well. Shane face to face with Andy.
Yes.
Okay.
A very, I won't say violent confrontation, but very agitated, very emotional confrontation where Shane basically accuses Andy of wanting nothing to do with him and treating him like an asshole, not being a man, and telling him to his face that he doesn't like him. To which Chucky is witnessing.
Yes.
And the aftermath of this is Andy flipping out and just saying he wishes Shane would go away. Just leave them alone and never be seen again.
And so we had this confrontation, and then we see something about Shane that surprises us and makes us hate him too.
Yeah, he's not the innocent guy who's just trying to get along with his girlfriend and is worried about what the son thinks of him and doesn't hate him and all this kind of stuff. No, he's actually married with 2 children.
That's crazy. And right there, you're like, you son of a bitch.
Yep. Right at this moment, I'm like, I hope Chucky murders him.
So here, we're actually backing Chucky. Think about that. Did we ever back Chucky in the first film?
No, because we knew he was a psychopathic killer who transferred his soul into the body.
Right. Not in this one. In this one, you're like, you know what? Go get him.
Yeah.
Go get him. And he does.
Oh, yes.
This was a pretty violent death too, man.
Falls down the ladder, gets, he's hanging Christmas lights. And
now, what the hell was this thing? Was this
a tiller? A tiller.
Okay. Yeah.
What the hell's a tiller?
Oh, like if you need to dig up like dirt, like it's just
okay.
Yeah,
a tiller
like for planting or like growing stuff. What's interesting is it's running on its own because guess what? It's a smart device tiller.
Yeah,
and who can control it? A buddy doll. So
these dolls can control everything. So
and Shane can't really move because he has like broken legs.
Yeah.
Chucky's proud of what he did. He's so proud that he thinks Andy will be happy. So what does he do?
with the bow on it is just
he gift wraps the damn head.
It looks like sloth with hair. Like
it does.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Look at him. This is crazy. And Andy just walks by it because he has to pee or something like that. And
yeah, he doesn't even notice it at first.
But then him and his friends find this head, and they're like, oh shit, we got to get rid of this thing. So they wrap it up.
Yep, and wrapping paper that just happened to be left behind. But here's another interesting thing again. Instead of saying, oh my God, look what this doll did. It's crazy. It's out of control. They cover for it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if they do that because I wonder if the mom will not believe Andy, like with the cat and the head. She would probably say, you wanted to get rid of him. You didn't want me to have him. You did this.
Yeah.
I mean, but I would think to myself at this point, though, would she actually believe that her son got up in the middle of the night, somehow got like 15 miles away out of the city to this guy
and beheaded Shane?
That's true.
And then got back again in time to be there, so she didn't even know he left.
So right here, they say, "Listen, Chucky, you're done. You're done. You can't keep killing people like this, man." So they rip out his internals.
Yep, and Chucky is very upset. He doesn't understand why this is happening.
Yeah, and I felt so bad here. I felt bad for him.
Pleads with Andy, "You're my best friend. Please don't do this to me." And
no,
it's
to
kind
no
of
avail.
It's a little bit heartbreaking, actually, because ultimately Chucky, up to this point, is kind of innocent in a way. He doesn't know any better.
And here we go. And that creepy guy, that maintenance guy, finds him.
Yes.
In the trash, and he goes,
room through the trash. I'd like to point out, not emptying the trash, digging through.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
He's installing cameras and staring at people as they walk by and doing this kind of stuff.
He sees him and he's like, "Ooh, I could fix him up and
grade
make money
A
off
creeper.
of him."
Yeah,
make
grade
money
A
off
creeper.
of him. Yeah.
But who knows what else he's looking in the trash for? Because this isn't the first time he's looked in the trash.
No,
right?
and obviously he was looking for something else. He just happened to come across this. He wasn't looking
correct
specifically. So
who knows what he's looking for? Okay. Oh my God.
Now,
so go ahead, Mike.
This is the wrapped head is there because Andy was able to get rid of it by pretending it was a present for Detective Mike's mother.
Oh my God!
But she couldn't open it. She couldn't open it yet, though. She had to wait to open it. But this is interesting that Mike and his mother invite Andy into their house. Give him a meal to have a conversation with him, almost like the surrogate family that he really doesn't have.
Yeah.
In his own home.
And this never happened in the first film. Andy didn't have anything like this type of relationship with really anybody in the first one. And then we learn more about this maintenance guy, and we go, "Oh, he was a creeper. Look what he's doing."
Yeah.
He installs cameras in the bathrooms of the apartments.
Yeah, which is interesting.
And he's watching the women. So, but the doll is repaired. Okay, he fixes the doll, but the doll has not changed his behavior because why? He's programmed with no safety controls.
Yeah.
Nothing. So what happens? He gets killed.
Oh, yes.
He gets killed.
This is another one of those justified murders, we could say. Because again, he's
correct.
The guy who wants to jack off to watching people go to the bathroom. So
correct.
And he's got that blade.
You're noticing something here. He's killing bad people.
Yeah.
What he thinks are bad people. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Now this is interesting. Andy and his friends think Chucky's gone. They think again he's in the trash. They destroyed him. They initially think nothing when one of their other friends suddenly says, "Hey, look what I got! I got one of these Buddy dolls." Not realizing that this is now Chucky in disguise, and now he's become sort of like Rambo because he's now he's like learning covert skills and everything to now get back into the building, in this very secret way by pretending he's a different doll.
This is the cutest doll in the world. I swear to God, this is the cutest doll.
You don't have one, Vinny, because apparently they make them. Like I've seen pictures of.
There is a guy on Instagram, okay, who made one for the actual film. He made a couple of them for giveaways, right? And I have his information, but he charges a lot.
Okay.
He charges a lot, but he will make one for you, and it takes a good 6-7 months, like a belt. They do it. And here, Andy reveals to Andy that he's Chucky.
Yep. He's like, I'm still your best friend.
Yep. Still here for you.
Yep. You know, even after Andy ripped him apart and threw him away, he still wants to be Andy's best friend.
Yep.
But in Chucky's mind now, he says, you know what the problem is? The problem isn't you, Andy. The problem is everybody around you.
Yes.
Keeping you from me.
Yes.
So he pretty much instigates a fight between Andy and all his new friends by basically daring Andy to try to destroy him again. And the kid who has this new doll, which really isn't a new doll, of course, takes umbrage with the fact that Andy's trying to destroy his property, and a fist fight ensues, and they all get involved, and this kind of leads to Andy breaking up with his newfound friends. Now he has nobody again.
And I like the brand. I like seeing the different brands.
Sunbright TV.
Sunbright TV. I'm surprised not a Kazlan product, because you're going to see more of them. Here you go.
Yes.
Kazlan makes cars, apparently.
Yeah.
Smart Uber cars.
Yeah, driverless cars, which is amazing. And unfortunately for Detective Mike's mother, she decides to take one to go, I think it was to bingo.
She didn't make it far.
No, because unknowns to her, in Chucky's mind, she was, again, one of the people in his mind that would keep Andy from Chucky.
Correct.
So, got to take care of her.
Look at that face, man.
Yeah.
And you notice the red eyes.
Yeah.
You know, he's super evil when those red eyes come on. And the detective finds out that his mother is dead, murdered.
Yep. And at this point, he's already kind of suspected to some degree that Andy might have something to do with his appearances. And to see his own mother there, and when in his mind, his prime suspect is Andy Barkley, who he brought into his mother's house, sat at the dinner table with him, broke bread with him, conversed with him, tried to look out for him. He feels it's just nothing but a betrayal, and revenge is on his mind.
And Andy is just completely frustrated.
Yeah.
Because nobody's,
nobody believes him. And if anything, the last vestige of perhaps somebody who would have been on his side, his own mother, walks into this and sees him just destroying stuff in the apartment with a bat. And at this point, she thinks he's just lost it.
Lost his mind. Yeah.
He's completely crazy.
So then she's like, I got to bring him to work with me. I can't leave him alone. Because she's suspecting things, right?
Yes. Because she can't miss work that night, because what night is that?
Buddy 2 launch.
That's right. The big midnight launch of Buddy 2.
The new and improved, the next generation. And there's different characters. They're different, nationalities. They're different. There's animals. Mm-hmm. You got a bear. That's cool, man. I really want one. Okay. And then, of course, the launch, you got to have a guy dressed as a Buddy doll, right? He looks thrilled.
Yeah, this is the guy I feel the worst for in the entire movie. He's done nothing wrong. He's just a worker there at the store, forced to work the midnight launch because they probably told him, if you don't, you're fired. And he's literally just an innocent bystander in this whole thing, and things will get a lot worse with time goes on.
Yeah.
And then the friends come after Andy here.
Yep. They finally realize he was telling the truth. The new doll was Chucky, and Chucky did some bad stuff. And Chucky is there in the store.
Yes. But Detective Mike, he's not so convinced. Nope, he arrests Andy, a child.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, for murder.
In the middle of a launch, a product launch.
What gets there and embarrasses his mother? Probably in front of her manager.
I'm sure. But he didn't care. He, as far as he was concerned, Andy may have killed his mother, and he was taking no chances. He was taking right then and there.
But then we find out Chucky is in there, right? You know why? There he goes.
Yep.
There he goes. Dead. Right to the jugular, man.
Was that from a drone?
No, Chucky was in the costume and stabbed him.
Stabbed him in the neck. But this actually doesn't kill the guy, amazingly enough.
Right.
He's still around.
Things start going haywire in this store, right? After this incident, people are running all over the place. All these dolls are coming out and killing all the people. It turns into a massacre.
That's right. Everything is a Kazlan product, and the Kazlan product can be controlled by Chucky.
Communicate. Yep.
And all you see is all these drones
flying around.
Yeah, just flying around, like hitting people. I mean,
it was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chucky learns how to what, Mike? He learns how to.
Yes. At this point, Andy and his friends are about to escape the store. They think they're going to get away scot-free until Chucky projects here on the screen that he's learned how to take hostages. And the hostage is Andy's mother herself, no less. And at this point, Andy knows he can't leave because if he does, his mother will die.
That's correct. Jalen took care. He stabbed him on the outside, not in the costume. Okay. Thank you, Jalen.
Well, you actually don't see because you get the point of view, like you see his head in the costume.
Isn't it in the helmet costume? Yeah, that's what I thought.
And just out of the side from somewhere comes a knife and just that quick. You don't see where it comes from. It could be inside, it could be out. You don't know. You just see it.
You just see a hand.
Yeah.
Jalen's on point. He watches these movies pretty intensely here. Here we go.
Yeah.
And so now we have the final battle with Andy and this Chucky doll and the red eyes. Whenever you see those red eyes, it's not good news.
No.
Nope.
Chucky's kind of decided here at this point, since Andy really doesn't want to be his friend, that there must be actually something wrong with Andy now.
Yeah.
So he has to fix Andy, which in his mind means kill him.
But that doesn't happen.
Nope. Andy gets the better of him finally and just does a Michael Myers.
Stabs him.
right through the chest.
He does the cutting board stab. But that didn't kill Chucky. You know what killed Chucky? You know what killed him?
The mother's revenge.
Yeah, ripping the head off.
Yep.
Boom. And you know what, guys? I'm gonna be real with you. I still felt bad.
But you know what you didn't see is you didn't see Detective Norris getting hurt in the end, and then he realizes what's going on.
Yeah. And become friends here.
Seminal moment here, yeah.
Possibly setting something up for a sequel. Possibly.
What he's looking at is like, I've seen you with that boyfriend. I know what's going on.
I've seen Shane.
Yeah.
I've seen Shane.
Well, this could almost be kind of a callback to the original movie because they're not boyfriend girlfriend necessarily at the end of the first movie, but there's definitely some form of relationship established there by the end of the first movie between Mike and Karen. So it's kind of like continuation of that here.
Yeah, because that did happen. Now the kids are all bonded here. They're all together
and they're sitting up top on a billboard. Look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That dog up there is when I went in there. Like, I feel bad for that dog, man. Like,
I'm happy for them,
Yeah, they were able to overcome everything that happened to them in the movie and all the broken friendships and everything to get over it and become friends again.
And then you think it's over, right? You think it's over. At the end of the film, they do this one last shot of a Chucky doll in a box.
Because all the Buddy dolls were recalled.
Correct.
Put in a warehouse.
And look. So they're setting up a sequel. They have to be setting up a sequel. The mom and the detective, they looked at each other like, there's some interest. Chucky's still alive.
Yeah. I'm going to assume he downloaded his personality or whatever you want to call it into another doll because, again, you have the Wi-Fi thing so you can control other things. You can do that.
Yep. All right. Well, it's that time, guys. All right. We went over. That's Child's Play 2019. We went over some comparisons and how it was different. 1 to 10, Chucky V. I'm going to start with you. What do you give Child's Play 2019?
So I was kind of excited when this movie, well, I was like kind of on the fence when this movie was coming out. But then when I saw that Mark Hamill was going to do Chucky's voice, I got excited because Mark Hamill has done the Joker's voice in the video game and also in the animated movie. So I'm like, oh, nice. But the voice just, it creeped me out. Like it not creeped me. It just was like cringy, like hard to watch. They did I thought it was going to be like a remake of the first Chucky film, but they kind of like did it differently. For me, I did not like it. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of a 10.
Okay. All right. So that's a 3 for Chucky V. Little Mikey Myers.
I was actually pleasantly surprised that how much I actually enjoyed this. Was it the best one of the entire series? No, but the fact that they did go in different directions was actually what I liked about it, which I wasn't expecting. You know, when you hear remake or reimagining, you kind of figure, okay, they're just going to do what they did before. But other than some of the characters being same or similar, and the initial setup of, hey, you know, single mother with a kid gets the birthday present, you know, in an apartment building, like everything else just went completely different from what Chucky himself was to how he was defeated to what the character's motivations were and everything. It really surprised me. So I would give it a 7.
Okay. The one thing I will say about this movie, like the title of the video, is it a remake or is it a reimagined version? I think it's reimagined because they did so many different things in this film. They changed the whole dynamic of the film as far as the characters and all the layers that they added, right? The doll did not have a personality or was not a human trapped inside. It was an actual machine that was programmed to do what it had to do. So in a sense, you felt for the doll the entire film.
Yeah.
Maybe not towards the end, but the entire movie, you're like, yo, take it easy on him, you know, or try and teach him how to not do those things. You didn't once feel that.
Bad things. They literally taught him bad things to do. And then we're surprised when he did them.
And you felt bad, you know? So that bothered me in the film. Well, it didn't bother me, but that's how I felt about the doll. You know, I connected with the doll as a viewer. I sided with the doll a lot. Even through the murders, I sided with the doll. I did like how they added the friends. I thought that was pretty cool with Andy. And I do like how they added the Shane character. It showed that the mom is even having her struggles, you know, internally and emotionally, and she's trying to fulfill some type of need. So I thought there was a lot more added than the first one. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to go with Mike. I'm going to give this one a solid 7. I thought it was really, really good for what they tried to do, and they tried to make it different. It wasn't a carbon copy. It wasn't a remake per se. It was definitely something fresh and new. Could it have been executed a little bit better? Sure. But it's really, really hard to remake a classic and make it equal or better. It rarely ever happens. But I will give it a 7, and I hope there's a sequel. I really do. I really hope there's a sequel. I think it could be good if done right. But the film didn't do that well, you know, at the box office. It made money.
Made $44 million.
But it didn't just, and I think the budget was like 20 or 30 million or something like that.
Well, the problem today is if a film doesn't make like 200 million, it's considered a bomb.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It doesn't justify them putting in the money to make another one, you know? So I highly doubt that they'll make a sequel to this one. But if they do, I'll be there opening day. From Mike, little Mikey Myers, thank you for joining us tonight. Chucky V, as always, it's a pleasure. And I'm Vinny Vegas, and we will see you next week. Have a good night, everybody, and happy Halloween.
Halloween.